Yay, I'm live again. Hey guys, if you're watching a replay, go watch the first video. I just got disconnected, so this video is just basically going to be a continuation of individual reads. Yeah, I got disconnected. So weird. YouTube signed me out. Sometimes YouTube, we need to have a chat. So I'm going to give a few seconds for people to get back in here. But basically, if you were watching, hey Laura, I was just explaining a story about one of my guides and how I've had this guide for years. Like even had her, talked to my husband about her. And she's basically a deer with antlers, but I know it's a female, which traditionally, well, usually 100% of the time, if a deer has antlers, it's a male. But this was a very clear distinction that was made, and basically had this weird synchronistic events where I kind of followed a rabbit hole online and found a guide that appears as a deer with antlers, but she's a female. And I also see her in the forest a lot, which is very interesting. And basically, like what she was about, who she was about, was very similar to this guide. So I reached out to this guide and was like, hey, is this you? And she was like, yeah. And moral of the story that I was just going to share was that sometimes you might not get a guide's name right away, or they might not be a guide that can be looked up in a book, but that doesn't mean that they couldn't eventually, or that two guides that I thought were completely separate were actually one guide. So very cool. I just had that experience earlier today, and I wanted to share it with you guys. But yeah, and so Yurika had just gotten a guest our free reading, and she said she was literally about to ask for a message from her stag guide, which is just like crazy town. So I feel like maybe Yurika will find a message in there just in the story alone, but I will also go ahead and pull cards. She wants me to use the mermaid deck though. I'm back. No, sorry guys, like literally YouTube, my internet connection just like faltered for a bit, and normally it kind of reconnects, but it like signed me out of YouTube. And so YouTube was like, who are you? Stop streaming on Lauryn's YouTube. I've been seeing a deer in my head lately. I see the same thing, like no joke. Well, heck, maybe she's coming through to introduce herself tonight for several of us. She's Ellen of the Ways, so maybe look her up. And she is like helps with pathways, ley lines, which was very interesting to me because I've never really done a lot with that. But in the forest, antlers, that's so cool. All right, so Yurika, message that we're getting from her: heaviness lifts, burdens are cast away, weightlessness. I feel like this is just around the corner, Yurika. It's just like all these burdens, all this heavy energy that you've been in, it's about to be lifted from you. And I'm asking, like, how? Is there anything you can do to speed it up? Co-create with the universe. Tell the universe what you want. And definitely get out of like victim mentality mode of saying like, oh, this is woe is me, this always happens to me, I don't have control over it. We really want to get in those inner thoughts and flip them on their head. Alrighty, so I won't do the Astro Dice for the free readings, but let's do another one since we don't have any donations. And I'll probably stay on for maybe like half an hour more, simply because I'm going to be doing so many live readings this month. I got to keep them short so I don't burn myself out. So the last donations in if you want, otherwise we will do more guessing games. I am just feeling colors a lot lately. I am thinking of a color. If you can think of the color that I'm thinking of, then you get the reading. And I set the intention that whoever needs it most will receive it. And then I'm also helping you guys practice your psychic abilities by using your clairs and trying to guess what color is coming through. You're welcome, Yurika. purple. It's Chris. You got it. It's so funny when new people like don't make any comments and they pop in and they guess it. So it's Chris. Let me know you would have gotten it. So funny. So it's Chris. Let me know if you have a question and I will pull from my tarot cards to answer. Let's see. I play the game just for fun. Heck yeah. No, it's good practice. And again, I'm going to be doing a video with my husband and asking him basically what it's like to be living with me. And I'm going to basically just interview him. Be the first time you guys get to meet my husband. But we're filming that tomorrow. So if you guys have questions that you are curious about of him that I can ask him, throw that up in the comments, or even if you think of something later, you can send me a message through my Instagram stories because I have like a little question bubble up that you can answer. Is it general reading? Okay, yes it is. Alrighty. General reading for It's Chris. I'm filling these cards. I'm just going to ask, what does Chris need to know right now? You're overthinking things. You're not abandoned. You have the help and support around you that you need. There's just a lot of like mental stuff going on with everybody tonight. It's like mental things of telling ourselves that we're not good enough, that we don't deserve something. So it's Chris pulling this in reverse, the thinker card. It's like you're overthinking things. You are doing it in a negative way. There's like a positive way to, do this. But right now it's like you're falsifying, what's going on. Maybe there's something that you're struggling with, and it's like you have an incorrect perception of it because you feel alone. You feel like maybe you don't have help, that maybe you can't ask for help. And your guides are really calling for you to be brave. Come to the edge is like really standing at the edge of the cliff and saying, you know what, I can do this. I can flip this narrative on its head. I believe in myself. I'm going to stay out of this thinking. I can ask for help. I can do this. I don't have to be on my own. I'm about to graduate university, so there's a whole lot of known ahead. I'm just going to ask one more card. Like, how can you be centered? I feel like what's getting in your head, I pulled the Poise card in reverse. I feel like what's getting in your head, Chris, is this idea of like you're done. You're supposed to be perfect. You're supposed to be at this spot where you know exactly what you're doing. You're poised for the next chapter of your life, and you don't feel that at all. And that's like what was sold to you. That was like the life path that you were supposed to take was, okay, go to school, get a job, do this. And you're finding that like that's not the case. And that's totally okay. And it's about just letting go and trusting the universe and understanding that there's no rush. There's no rush at all. And I feel like I heard something today that was so, I knew this message was for somebody tonight. It's for you, Chris. So I'm listening to this book called Light is the New Black. I don't think you'd resonate with it, Chris. I mean, maybe if you do. But there was one specific chapter that I listened to today, and it was about how literally career and vocation. And this, I feel like this message might be for a few of you guys tonight. So career is like what the world tells us we're supposed to do. We're supposed to go get this job, excel in it. And, this is like what we do for our whole life. And then there's vocation, which is like what lights you up. It's what makes you excited. And when you light up, it's like how you light other people up. So those things are two separate things. And sometimes we confuse the two, or sometimes they need to be the same and we keep them separate. And so it's Chris, like the message that she was giving was sometimes you get lost and it's okay to focus on what lights you up. And I think that's what you're being called to do right now, because so far you've been living by everyone else's like rules and standards of like what you should be doing. I feel this like so much in my heart, Chris. And now your guides are kind of throwing you in the deep end and being like, but can you trust your intuition? Can you trust the timing of the universe and free fall for a little bit and trust that you're going to land where you're supposed to, and that none of this will be forgotten. Like it's not something that will ever be left out. I know I'm spending a little bit more time on Chris, but like a lot's coming through. For example, I went to film school. And I was so stressed out when I realized I didn't want to do film how I was doing it anymore. And I was like, I want to switch over to intuitive work. And I felt so guilty because I was like, oh, all that money, all that time spent. But the message here is like, no, it will always be pertinent. You needed to go through that at a certain time. And so for me with the film school, obviously my video background has helped me hugely with this channel. And it just works best for me communicating my stuff. I don't know. And so to trust that it's not all going to go to waste, but that right now you have to follow what lights you up. Like that's what's important right now. Follow what lights you up, what gets you excited and passionate, and you're going to come full circle. Like you're never going to be off path. You're going to come back to where you're supposed to be. And I knew when I heard that message today in that book that I was reading, I was just like, all right, this is for somebody tonight. And I think that was for you, Chris. I hope that makes sense. Question for your husband. Have you ever considered tapping into your psychic abilities? Have you ever received coaching from Lauryn? Ooh, that's a good question. I'm going to write that down. I won't spoil the answers because I know the answers to a lot of these, but I'm going to let him answer. They're such good questions because I realize like how I would have like gone in a different direction, and the things you guys would have wanted to know probably I wouldn't have covered. I hope we can get it done tomorrow. I have to film 3 videos tomorrow, so his is going to be last. We'll see if we can squeeze it in, but we're going to film it soon anyway. All right, Michael Moore, let me know what question you have, Michael. Okay, Michael just asked, what do I need to know? I'm feeling that too, Chris. You are not alone. And you guys, literally, I remember, it's chapter 53 of Light is the New Black. If you can, like, rent it from your library if you don't want to buy it, that chapter specifically. All right, thanks, Johnny. Okay, so Michael Moore. Oh, did I say Michael Moore? Sorry. What do I need to know? What career path should I take? Michael, same thing. I feel like you guys should all go read this chapter. It's like, do what lights you up, because what lights you up is going to make you happy, and you might not see how it's going to play out in the long run, but when you're happy, you make other people happy. That's your vocation. That's what you are like called to do. That's like your higher calling in a way, I think is what she calls it. And start there, because that's literally what I did. And I think I'm realizing that I chose my parents, grand scheme of things, because my parents never told me I couldn't do anything. Like, they were so supportive. So when I told them I want to go to film school, they said, go for it. And because my parents were so open, I followed my passion. And at that time, my passion was film. And so I did that. And because of it, I followed what I was passionate about. I got, a career in it for a long time. But then it kind of like faded away. And now I got attracted to the intuitive stuff. But like, you can clearly see an integration now of how I combine these two things. But at the time, I wouldn't have seen it that way. At the time, when you're in the middle of it, you just can't see it. So the worst thing you can do is stay stagnant. Just pick something that makes you happy and go for it. Like, you'll figure it out. And I just feel like that's coming through for a lot of us, but I'll still answer your question. Michael, I hope I'm saying that right. Yes, you're cut. It's up. I'm going to leave both of these up, probably, which I don't typically like to do, but I will. Let's see. If so, how was it? I'm sure he would roll his eyes. He's a Virgo. He likes being the know-it-all. He doesn't like me telling him how anything works. But we're both like Virgos in that sense. Let's see. Ooh, maybe that's something I can ask about our signs. Okay. Hang on, I just want to see if Mikkel said anything. What career path should I take? Do I need to know what career path should I take? You're at a fork in the road, and Mikkel, you're probably like, yeah, I am. Ooh, this is perfect. So how you'll know which path you should take is by not following the shiny objects. So all that glitters, this card is about being distracted by the shiny objects. So really come to your why. Like, what do you want to do? What lights you up? Why do you want to do it? And if you're being attracted to it for the wrong reasons, like because somebody else said I should do this, because it's the fastest way I can make money or something like that, which isn't always like wrong. It's just finding what's most important to you and following that and not being distracted by the shiny objects. So I feel like deep down, Mikkel, you sort of know which path to take, and it might be harder, but it's not, and you can even do both. Like, it doesn't have to be an either or. Like, you can do both. That's what I did, basically. And I think right now you're not really getting like a objective view of this. And so this is the observer, and this is like really stepping back from the situation and looking at things. I'm even hearing like maybe even getting an outside opinion on it. Let's see. And this is a donation. So let me do the Astrodites. I'm also just asking like how you should know. So maybe this will reflect. Ooh, I think this is Neptune, Pluto again. Yeah, Pluto is about destruction, destroying, releasing things that no longer work. In Aquarius, which is about innovation, again, I'm getting that like mood of just like destroying what your idea of what you're supposed to do is. It's totally up to you. I feel like you and the person that I just read have very similar readings. And I don't think that that's weird. A lot of times people are attracted. There's like a group energy. And sometimes our guides like to give several messages at the same time. And so sometimes a bunch of you will come in and have the same message and you'll all need it. Let's see. And this is in the 8th house, which is literally like death, letting go, regeneration, other people's money. Interesting. So, Mikkel, I think it's very much like focus on letting go of what doesn't work, what you don't like, getting very creative about like what you want to do and how you want to do it. Really, I think you just need to think outside of the box of like what everyone else is telling you have to do. Just seeing if there's anything else with these dice. I think right now, Mikkel, you're just like in discovery mode. So don't, if you don't have an immediate answer, that's okay. Just try things out. Sometimes we expect to have the answers right away, and sometimes we just need to like test a few things. I really am. All right. Well, I'm just doing kind of like one question for about $5. So if you want to learn more, you can send more donation, or you can wait till we get back into the free readings. So Johnny wants to know, I know I have a spirit guide, an owl and a rabbit. How can I talk to them like you see / talk to your deer? Well, strengthen your psychic abilities, Johnny. Obviously is going to be my first reply. When you get done with this live video, check out some of my other videos. That's like my whole thing here is I teach you guys how to strengthen your psychic abilities, how you can connect with them. But I'm taking a guess, this is me, Lauryn, not intuitive, and I will read your question intuitively. But I assume when people think of like, oh, you want to do it like how I do it, and when you refer to the seeing and talking, it's like being able to be there in the moment with them. I think that's a combination of just me using my clairs and me finding how I communicate best with my guides. And I really communicate well with them in my dreams and in shamanic journeying. Like, that's my preferred way. But the thing is other people might not like that. Other people might really struggle with that, and that might not work for them. So my coaching advice is to find what works for you as far as like connecting and feeling like you're really deeply connecting with them. It could be automatic writing, it could be meditating, it could be pulling tarot cards, whatever resonates with you. Try it all. It could be automatic drawing. And then focus on your clairs. So I'm just asking, you know what, I didn't ask a question and I just pulled cards, but I will ask how you specifically, Johnny, can connect better. And wasn't my pick a card reading about this? Maybe Johnny, go back and watch my pick a card reading. That's one of the new videos I'm going to film tomorrow is my next pick a card reading. And it sounds like you guys want to know like what's blocking your psychic ability. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to pull more cards this time. I think I'm going to have like 5 groups. I'm feeling like, Johnny, what's in your way is just psychic blocks, which is literally what I was just talking about, because all the cards that are coming up to me is like inner voice, inner, like what you're telling yourself. And so the never ending story card to me is like, you know, telling yourself that you can't. It's like you have a lot of like maybe beliefs about intuition or being able to connect with this other side that get in your way. And those inner thoughts can block you from connecting to your intuition, because you really you have everything you need. You're poised. You're at a place where you can connect, talk, see with your guides. There's really nothing else in your way. It's just that inner voice that's getting in your way. This desk is not level. So I'll pull an Astro Dice because he donated. Ooh, learning. So definitely the energy of what I was talking about, just learning how to do it will help you a ton. Ooh, interesting. And I got the 4th house, and I'm immediately just like thinking the chakra. So this is roots. Like this is your the base chakra. I always sacral. Is it sacral? Gosh dang it. It's the red one. I keep getting them mixed up. Maybe connecting and clearing that chakra. Johnny, maybe doing a chakra meditation around that. And then 69 is what my husband always says, but it's Scorpio. Oh, sorry, Cancer, not Scorpio. Security. Okay, that to me is just saying there's definitely maybe some blockages around your base chakra that might be in your way of connecting with your guides. I needed to hear this. I was going to ask a career question, but I guess that's the answer. And just know too, you guys, I can always be wrong. One of the big things that I talk about here on my channel is that I could be connecting wrong, especially in these live chats where I don't see your faces. I could be accidentally connecting to someone else's energy in here. So take what resonates and throw out anything that doesn't. Thank you, M. What would my guides like for me to know? Your guides want me to use the mermaid deck. Let's do this. Oh, M, I feel like I can't breathe all of a sudden. Are you very anxious? I'm going to go with it. I feel like you're a very anxious person. And throat chakra. I'm getting a lot of clairsentience vibes with you. I feel like you're anxious, and maybe it impacts like how you communicate with others and being really like vocal about what you need and what you desire. If that resonates, I can recommend like some anxiety people that I like, that I've been like really, sometimes when I'm picking up other people's stuff, I can feel the physical sensation and I'm like having a hard time breathing, and I know it's not me. It's just like how we pick up through clairsentience. And so when those moments happen, you stop and you ask, okay, why is this happening? And I heard with the breathing, it was like anxiety and, nervousness and stuff like that. And then the throat chakra, me feeling like I can't speak and like get the words out. That can just be like throat chakra, inability to communicate who you are. So I would again focus on anxiety first. Like I feel like your guides are wanting you to learn more about it so you know how you can handle it better, because it's affecting your boundaries with other people. It's like you're letting people cross your boundaries because you don't communicate like, hey, you're stepping over me, or hey, you're not like doing this or doing that, because you're so nervous or anxious about what other people think. I'm curious if that resonates at all. Hey, Crystal. So if you send me a donation, I'll answer your question. Otherwise, we'll do a free reading and you can try to guess and win the free reading. Lauren, I'm seeing a huge guide to your left, a male guide. It's so cool. Oh, what does he look like? Do you pick anything up from him? Nobody ever reads me. I want to know. Pendulum? What about pendulums? What's such a bummer, you guys? One time I recorded a how to do a pendulum video and like the footage just disappeared. But then I forgot that I had recorded it, and it had been like months later, and I was like, wait, didn't I record that? And then I looked for the footage and it was just gone. And I haven't recorded a video on how to use a pendulum yet because I'm so angry that I already did it. It was like ages ago. It was when I was pregnant. But red root chakra. Yeah, okay, sacral is orange. Why do I always say that? Root chakra. And yes, root chakra is always closed for me. Johnny, maybe look into, if it resonates, look into survival mode. Actually, I feel like that is more for the last person I just read, M. Yes, I had a job interview today. Oh, well, no wonder. The anxiety and the communication. That makes so much sense. Yes, that would be great. So M, and this is for anybody out there, I honestly didn't realize until like a while ago how bad of anxiety I had, because I'm working on it. Honestly, it doesn't like show up at all when I'm doing like my readings, but in like my day-to-day, I can just get so like fixated and just like, and so what is her name? Amanda on the Rise on Instagram. She does great anxiety, just like teaching you about it, and I'm learning a lot through her. This app called Unwinding Anxiety. Oh, I just missed it. It looks like this. Unwinding Anxiety. This is like a medical professional. Like he is a scientist. He's a psychologist. Sorry. And he does all these studies on anxiety. And he basically made this app, and it's a great app where you can do like check-ins. And he does these little videos where he teaches you about anxiety and how to like reframe it in your mind and how to stop it before it happens. And this is just like a resource that I've been using a lot lately. And so I highly recommend that, especially if you're like, I need scientificness, I need like answers, I need practicality. That's like the Virgo in me, which is so funny because I'm over here and I'm a Pisces doing readings and stuff. And then I'm like over here and I'm like, no, I need science and facts. But yeah, check out either of those. Anybody, if you feel like you're struggling with anxiety, both of those have helped me a lot. Ooh, and you know what? I'm also hearing for some of you, this is sort of turning into everyone reading, but the book how to do the work. If you feel like you have a lot of past traumas, past stuff that you need to go through. What was the other one that they were showing me? Sometimes I was telling my husband this. Sometimes I feel like people literally book readings with me because they're just supposed to find like another book or another person or another resource. And it just so happens that like I know it, and like maybe they were just supposed to come in to find that little bit of information. If I remember that other book, I'll share it. I can't remember what it is right now though. Oh, now it's raining. Is Lauryn here? Now it's raining. My color is still red. Yes, it does, but hasn't happened recently. I pick him up too. I feel a beard and glasses. Interesting. I might not know who this guy is. Looks like an old Caucasian man, very gently. Yurika, I think you're connecting to my grandpa. I wonder if that's who you're connecting to. Did he have glasses? It's been a while. Fuck yeah, he did have glasses. Excuse my language. I think you guys are totally picking up on my grandpa. That is so cool. He's very gentle, like fly on the wall, almost never comes in. I'm going to challenge you, Yurika, or anybody else that's picking up on him, because I know he's a good energy. He's not going to be like up in your space, but ask if he has a message. Why did I picture Waldo with a white beard? My ass off. Silly Rabbit, my guide is Waldo. Don't judge. Actually, now that I think about that, Silly Rabbit, my guides were like, that could be a message. And because what is Waldo? Waldo is about like finding somebody in a crowd and like trying to like find something. So maybe there's a message there. And I want to see your husband in that too. You should charge advertise. I'm so lost. I forgot what we were talking about. I'm here. Anytime it like rains, I'm like, I need to tell Lauryn because we live in the same state. I don't know. Yes, that's it. Is that my grandpa? Yeah. Okay. Johnny's like, I'm feeling it. I'm so lost. I don't know where your comments are. Sorry, guys. Okay. I think, caught up on donated readings. So let's do, my guys are saying two more live readings, like guessing game readings. And just while I have you guys all here, I will be live again this Thursday, because the month of August, I am going to be doing 2 lives a week. We're going to have a fun August together. Also, October, we are going to be doing a bunch of Halloween or spooky related videos for Halloween. I want to make them all themed for the month. So stick around, subscribe if you are not yet. If you're new here, I teach about psychic development. I teach you guys how to strengthen your psychic abilities. I go live once a week, but I also upload videos every Friday. And I usually premiere those videos, and I'm usually in the live chat as they premiere. So if you guys have any questions, you can talk to me while it's premiering. My color is still red. Well, but what if I don't choose red? People connect with you to get referrals for books to read. Yeah, Laura, I really think that happens sometimes. Like, I really think I don't think I'm ever going to hear from that person again. I think they just needed specifically to connect to me to like connect to this other resource. I will email if you don't get too busy this week about getting a certain guide. Oh wait, I didn't know, you guys, I didn't even say color. No, I'm not doing colors. I didn't even say a category yet. You guys are just like, it's gonna be me. I'm not gonna do a color. Stop. Yes, your grandpa. He's asking you to heal, possibly from the flu or chest pain. Interesting. I mean, I was sick a couple weeks ago. You guys are funny. You know what, Johnny? Johnny, I think I know exactly what's going on. I think you're just kind of crossing wires, and I could be wrong. It could be a completely, because like I could see why he's talking to me. Well, it could be two things. And I'm just giving you validation because you're practicing your psychic ability. So asking me to heal and chest related, like what if it's me, I'm thinking of like a relationship that I just had to let go of, like a good girlfriend that I'm just kind of like, all right, this relationship is done. And I think it could be that, asking me to heal around that because I'm still like processing that and going through that. It could also be, though, that he's talking about my father, his son, who just had surgery on his chest. So it could be either one of those. Both of those popped in my head. Need to rest, relax. Honestly, that could be both of us. Thank you, Eureka. And thank you, Johnny. That's so cool. That's so funny. I'll have to tell my dad. Good morning from India. Good morning. Laura, are you just like starting like random like chain chats to see if people will engage? Okay, I am thinking of, I'll do countries. I'm thinking of a country. If you can think of the country that I'm thinking of, then you get the reading. And again, if you don't want to wait, send me a donation. I'm literally going to do one more free reading after this. Honestly, though, there's so many of you guys in here, I don't know if I want to stop. I guess I did start really early tonight. Let's see. Good guesses, you guys. I said country, right? Yeah, country. Okay. And my intention here is that whoever needs it the most, Kelly, you got it. Kelly G, Ireland. And I think I did that last week. And I think it was it Lori that got it? And she was saying that she was going to go to England or Ireland? Somebody said that. Me. What? So Kelly G, it was Ireland. So Kelly G, let me know if you have a question. If you are just, come on, poor Lori, or Laura, sorry. Laura, you're funny. She cheated. All right. So Kelly, while I wait, I'm going to read Michael really quick. For all of you that are new here, I'm doing readings tonight. If you send a donation, I'm also going to pull from my I'm going to roll my Astro dice. And then otherwise we are doing free guessing games to get a free reading. I'm going to open this up because I'm getting a little toasty in here. Okay, so Kelly is like, what do I want to know? I'll remember that. Hello from California, Mystic Moon. I'm coming to California soon. Is there any place you'd recommend me visit that's metaphysically? I'm going to be like Long Beach area just for a quick trip. Otherwise, I'd like connect with you guys that are out there in California. I was so sure it was Australia. Maybe I was tapping into someone else's thoughts. Yeah, that can definitely happen. All right. So, Kelly, I'll get to you in a second. Michael asked, so I have a love life question. In terms of moving forward, what should I do? Someone is here, but yeah, I don't know. Okay. Ooh, that smells funny out there. Also, something came in, like, right before I went live. Some bug flew on my leg and stung me. And I felt so personally violated. It's like, what did I do to you? So, Michael, I pulled this card. I always use my, this is a big bug. Shit, get away. I pull my mermaid cards for relationships. And so this specifically is speaking out to me, works that are created over great periods of time. It's talking about like coral and how coral takes a long time to build up. So I feel like if you move forward with this relationship, just know that it's something that is going to take time to build up. Like I'm hearing like it might need to become a friendship first. There might need to be a little bit of trust established, especially with this time and tide card. It's like there's moments where something might not work out, like the stars are just not aligned. Not saying that your fate is like in control of you. You have the ability to attract things and, you know, make your own decisions, and you have free will, but it just feels like right now is just like not the right timing. But I think what's happening is you're totally sensing that it could be a thing, and so that's why you're like confused. You're like, I feel like this could be something, but I'm also feeling like I shouldn't. And so I think it's something to start with the intention of just like establishing a better relationship, being a friend, starting with the existing connection that you have. I'm just going to pull a card. Ooh, we about to drop that. Destroying. Oh, what's that sign? Oh, I know that sign. Oh, I need to be better. Gemini. I should know Gemini. My son is a Gemini. Okay. 10th house. I'm so curious because I feel like if somebody else were to read these cards, they'd take it differently. But I know my guides are giving me messages based on my skill level with these astro dice. And it feels like with your outer world, I mean, that's what the 10th house is. And I'm feeling like this is both of you guys together in this moment. And right now, just things are out of your control. It's like outer influences coming in and making things hard for you to be together right now. And so Neptune is the other dice that I pulled, which is all about like destroying, letting things go. So I feel like a lot of things need to be moved around, shuffled around in your outer world. I feel like she might be going through stuff. I feel like you might be going through stuff. And there's just like two sides right now of what's happening. I'm getting the two sides of like the Gemini is you guys are in, I'm thinking of a specific card in one of my decks. It's like between two worlds. You have 1 foot in the past, 1 foot in the future. You guys are both in like a transition phase. And so if you guys can be together for each other in that as like friends, I think that's a great place to be. But just like the timing right now, I don't think is the best. But there is a promise for something great created over time if you can hold any of that, or if you can remember any of that for sure. Thank you, Michael. Okay, and so Kelly guessed our free reading. So I'm going to read her question. We'll do another free reading unless somebody donates. What do my guides want me to know? I'm also feeling the mermaid deck for you, Kelly. Kelly, I'm seeing you like on a boat in the water. I feel like the life you're living is not the life you want to have. Like, I'm just hearing this question of like, are you living for yourself or are you living for somebody else? Are the things in your life something that you want, Kelly, or are you doing it because that's what you think you should be doing? I'm just getting kind of like stagnant energy. Oh, this is like too much for a few minute reading. Sorry, hang on. Condense it down, please, guys. Where should she start? I'm just feeling, and what I'm feeling, Kelly, is like a lot of repressed feelings, possibly around a relationship that you're in. Maybe it's not a relationship, but I'm just getting like you're stuck and you keep pushing forward because you would rather not fix it. You'd rather just like be like, well, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to have a relationship. I'm supposed to have this house. I'm supposed to do all these things because that's what everyone else says. And I feel like you're not following your, like what you really want to be doing. And I'm having a hard time putting this into words because I think I'm personally going through this right now too. And so I'm like, I don't have like the context to like explain, but it just feels like you're going by the status quo. And if you really like took everyone else out of the equation, it feels like there might be other things that you would much rather be doing with your time. If that doesn't resonate, you can throw it out. I just feel like really focusing on some things that you've been like hiding from yourself or just ignoring or sweeping under the rug, because I feel like they're going to resurface and they're going to be annoying and get worse if you don't address them head on. And it doesn't mean you have to like completely leave your situation now at all. There could be a way to compromise to integrate this new idea of what you should do and this old idea. And the card that I did pull, oh shoot, I don't think I even showed it, but I pulled the Atlantis card. And this card to me is just like going totally in the direction of just like, it's just like so woo-woo. It's believing in Atlantis, believing in these things that are so far-fetched that most people think are silly, but it's really such like a soul calling because you resonate with it so much. It might not really legitimately be Atlantis, but it's like I feel like it's a home. Like I feel like you're in a home, like you're in a suburb and you don't want to be there, or maybe you're looking for a new home and you're like, oh, it's got to be a suburb, and it's like, no, you're not supposed to be there. You're supposed to be like in a witchy cottage in the woods or on the beach or something like that. But that's kind of like the energy that I'm getting. I feel like there's a lot more there that's going to start coming up, and you're going to notice like that you're unhappy with. I hope that makes sense. Oh no, your phone is at 10%. Go find a charger. And here I was going to say, go to In-N-Out Burger. Eureka, I got to. Huh, you guys must have been reading each other on Australia. Oh, I see what you're saying. Silly Rabbit said go to California and go to In-N-Out Burger. We finally, in Colorado, got our own In-N-Out Burgers, but they popped up like right before COVID and right in the middle of COVID. And we actually had a huge COVID outbreak at one of our In-N-Out Burgers. It's kind of funny, but also not. But I hate In-N-Out Burger. Their burgers are disgusting. I don't get it. Some of you guys might murder me for saying that, but you have to visit the Queen Mary. They say it's haunted. Ooh, I'll write that down. I wonder if I'll be close to it. Laura, you're so funny. She's like, it was what I said. I've been working on my intuition, so glad to know it's slowly getting better. Heck yeah, Kelly. On my bucket list, California and Colorado. Oh, California and Colorado have such similar energy people. It's so interesting. Anyone agree that knows both? Yay, Kaylee caught me live. Thank you, Kaylee. I'm watching on my TV and had to grab the laptop to access chat. Oh yeah, I always forget you can watch on your TV. Sometimes my husband will do that and I'm like, oh, that's weird, seeing myself on the TV. Thank you, Johnny, and thank you for the message from my grandpa. That was so sweet of you. I love that. You guys are funny. I think we're reading each other. I asked for further clarification from your grandpa, and I got, keep your energy to yourself. I'm feeling like, don't let the outer negativity affect you. I think that totally resonates, Eureka. Like, again, I just like basically had to let go of a really good girlfriend, and it really sucks. Really sucks. Job related. Your email is on your website. You know, I don't know if it's on my website, but you can email me through my website. You can like go to the contact page and it'll send me an email. Long Beach becomes a very different city after dark. Stay safe. Oh, thank you, Michael. I appreciate that because it's supposed to be a family trip with my son. I think we were just going to go to the beach, but I'm like, my Airbnb is going to be like halfway in between Disneyland and Long Beach. So I hope my Airbnb isn't in a crappy area. We'll see. Ooh, interesting, Kelly. I'm actually going to be doing a video on that later this year, like how to talk to your family about this kind of stuff. Michael, how much are private readings? It's dependent on the time. But you can see them all on my website. So different time lengths are different prices. I think right now $35 for a 15-minute emailed audio reading. So you don't get to interact with me, but that's like my cheapest. And then, $50 for a 30-minute reading and $100 for an hour. Laura, you're so funny. Laura, why do you want a reading so bad? You can send a donation if you want one so bad. Okay, Rue, what do my guides want me to know? They're saying this deck. I love that name. Is that your real name, Rue? It's such a pretty name. I'm like constantly on the search for good names for future. I about said kids, but I think I'm only going to do one more. Let's see. 3 of coins. Ooh, this card. Okay, I have to look up this one because I know this one's important. Sorry. I don't have the tarot memorized. I'm learning. I'm pretty good with the major arcana. Not so good with the minor. Okay, this feels like money. Money stuff. Money. Okay, and this might be wrong. I might be reading this wrong, Rue. But it feels like you've been trying to get money. You've been trying to like manifest it. Maybe you're like struggling with career or work and you're just like searching for it, trying to find it. And then right now where I kind of feel like you're at is like you're really putting in the hard work. The 10 of Wands is like 10 of Wands completion. So that's 10. Burden, extra responsibility, hard work, completion. I'm doing this just to help me memorize. I'll still read them intuitively, but I feel like it's this reverse meaning. I think it's a little bit of both. I think this is what's been going on is you've been working really hard because you're just so much like, I need more money. I need more stability. Like I need this to work out for me. And because of it, you've just been really putting in the time and the effort and working hard. And this Justice card is coming in to say like the scales will balance. You will receive, you're going to reap the rewards of your hard work. But I think it's also like a warning because the Justice card can also be about like, it's like karma. It's like you're getting back equal of what you're putting out. So I feel like what's happening a little bit with this card is like you're burning out. Maybe you're working a little too hard. You're not delegating as much as you could be. And what happens when we burn ourselves out, what are you going to attract? You're going to just attract more negativity, more of that like holding on tight to your money. Maybe you'll kind of hit a ceiling because you feel like you have to do it all yourself. Pisces in the 4th house. Ooh, moon. This is very intuitive. Interesting. 4th house. And I think what you really are being called to do, Rue, is just use your intuition more. When it comes to your root chakra, not your sacral. So your root chakra, this is like your security, your base, your home life. And I think that's why you're doing all of this, to like try to manifest this money and work really hard. And you're being very reliant on hard work equals the exact amount of money, but you really have to step back and delegate and understand that when you start to let go more, like I feel like this is a very like money mindset reading right now. But it's like when you delegate more, when you release that control, you'll actually make more money. But you have to use your intuition. You have to trust that. You have to believe that. I'm just seeing if there's anything else with this dice. Because I pulled, with this dice, I got both the moon and Pisces, which are very, like, intuitive dice. Found a charger. Kitty fell asleep. I've heard that it's because of all the Californians that migrated. I know. Stay away. We literally have ads on the radio. They're they're joking, but they're like, go home. Don't move to Colorado. It sucks here. I love it. I have been to the Stanley Hotel, Lucy, and I went there right as I was learning to be psychic. And it was actually the first place that my husband and I told each other that we loved each other. It was so sweet. It holds a special place in my heart because of that. Hi, Karen. Karen, have you moved yet? How did it go? I hope it goes well. Rue, were you Y before? I had to get rid of my friend as well. Oh no. I appreciate that you can empathize. C. Thank you, DI. Okay. I think after a silly rabbit, I'm going to wrap up the donated readings. Did I end up doing another free reading? I think what I'll do is I'll do both these donated readings, and then I'll do one last free reading. And I'm just going to kind of end it there because it'll take me a while to get through those. I want to make sure I get to bed on time because I got a lot to film for you guys tomorrow. So let's do DI. Hi, Laura. Do you see anything about the man who will be my next long-term romantic partner? I go by D. Thanks. Oh, D. Okay. Heck yes. I'll pull a card, but I'll also I feel like he's really loud. Really loud, a softie though. Interesting. So I pulled this card, which is like divination. It's like using tools to guess the future. But it was in reverse, and I asked why. And it was like, you're not going to be able to see who he is ahead of time. I'm like, why? Why not? Why can't we see him? Time and tide. I think this could be one of two things. You're either mid-manifesting him, like the person that you're manifesting right now is not the person for you, and maybe you need to go through like changes and some time needs to pass, and then you'll manifest the correct person. I also heard, though, that he might be changing. Like, if the person I described to you now might not be the same person after a while. Like, he might be going through his own stuff, too. Anything else you can, like, for sure give us on him? Okay, I see what's happening. So, D, this person, like, I'm getting, this card is, like, arrogance, you know, taking advantage of other people. And I was totally feeling like he was loud and kind of annoying, and you wouldn't like it. I think what's happening, D, is you might be attracting the wrong type of person right now, and so we need to reset. We need to be like, no, that's not what I want. I'm good. This is what I want. And so I think that was the energy that I was getting of, like, really sit down and say, this is what I want out of somebody. If you even need to journal about it and say, and you know what? I was actually thinking, like, throwing this out to you, Karen, of, like, being like, my next best friend that I'm going to attract is going to be XYZ. And I'm going to write out all the things that this person before was not for me. And I feel like same energy, D, of like writing down like what it is you want, because I feel like right now you might be approaching it from like a I'll take anything, or you're so ready that you're going to ignore the red flags. And so I think because of that, the person that I'm picking up right now in this moment, the future can change. But right now in this moment, it's definitely like not the person you want. I'm going to, instead of using the Astro Dice in a certain way, I'm just going to ask for possible signs. So Gemini, I heard Gemini is what you're attracting, but not a good Gemini, like the two-faced Gemini. Like the side of them that like acts one way and then acts a different way. Virgo might be your better person though. Or a Gemini. You need the good Gemini. So maybe if that is in their chart at all. And if you don't know what that means, I'll just like how I interpret Virgos, very analytical, very organized, very they pick apart everything. They have to be right on everything. Geminis, I don't know many Geminis, but from what I've heard, and everyone can throw up their opinion on what either of those are. Bad side of Gemini, again, is like that two-faced, like they'll be one way to one person, another way to another person, or they're like very distracted and can't stay in one place for very long. A good side of a Gemini, I don't know. Maybe look up the good side of a Gemini. I just can't remember right now. I'm a pain in the butt, I know. I like it. It lightens the energy. Oh, poor dog. He's getting rained on. He's like whining. Oh, look at you. Oh, you all wet. Poor doggo. Oh, don't step on my baby. Okay. So, all right. Well, Laura, I am going to be going live a lot this month. So I will see you guys this Thursday and then next Tuesday. There should be 2 lives a week. And if you guys join my membership, the last Tuesday of the month is a members only live. So there's a lot less people in there. And I think all the members lives we've had so far, everyone has gotten a reading because we have such a small membership group. I've only been monetized for like a few months now, but you're welcome, Rue. Okay, Silly Rabbit says T ? My question was cut off. Oh no, what's your question, Silly Rabbit? I'm sure you put it up. I love the way you say Silly Rabbit's name. Do I say it funny? Everyone's just like, you guys are funny. Yeah, I'm manifesting someone now. Okay, so Silly Rabbit's question. And I'll do one free reading after Silly Rabbit. Silly Rabbit, I'm trying to juggle multiple responsibilities. I try to condense, but all are important to get done. I'd like to get off of the hamster wheel. Any advice from anyone that can help me from the light? I'll always ask only people from the light to begin with. Get off my paper. Shoe bug. Okay. What one do I'm going to use this deck. I'm hearing Silly Rabbit because you know you have to kind of do a little bit of everything and there's not really like something you can completely cut out. It's like being super strict about your routine, like getting to bed on time, even scheduling like you time and making sure that you stick to it and it's not time spent on your phone. It's not time like, oh, that popped out. It's not time spent just like it's things that are going to make you happier, not things that are just going to distract you from getting what you need. Schedule that. I pulled this fell out, chaos and conflict. And I think what's happening right now is that you have a lot of chaos going on, a lot of conflict, a lot of craziness, and you see that and you recognize that. But this card is actually like a good sign of like the chaos. Everything has to be thrown in the air so it can fall down into a much better place. And so that's why these things are occurring, is they need to fall into a better place. And they're going to, like, this isn't going to last forever. The other thing I'm hearing is just to like make sure you don't try to do too much in one day. Do a little piece of everything and make sure your schedule is like manageable. And it might take like a couple weeks to get through it all, but you're going to get through it all. But what you can't do is cram everything into like a week for all of these things. Like really try to space it out. Yeah. clean it up, get it organized, make sure that your time commitment is there. Like I'm getting very like organized time vibes, definitely like routine. Let me pull one more card. I want to ask if there's anything you can do to like alleviate this stress. Interesting. 10 of Coins. This is like the money card. This is like big money. You have all the money you want and need. At least I think that's what it is. But there's a lot of people in this card surrounding like this old dog. They're all like helping him. I'm kind of like getting this as a delegate. Like, is there anything you can delegate or pass off to somebody else? Because there's a lot of people that are there to help you. Like, I feel like this is you. You're like aging because you're trying to do it all yourself, and there's all these people around you that are willing to help, and it'll actually help you bring in more abundance because of it. Slow and steady wins the race. Silly rabbit. Did I pull Astro Dice? I don't think I did. Okay. Astro Dice for our last donation. What is this? This is Sagittarius. In the second house. And the moon. Ash, you're being very distracting. Where's our second house? Money, possessions, value, skills. There's something about money here. Like, I don't know if that's what you're trying to manifest, but I think it's definitely like confirmation that it is coming, that this will definitely profit in some sort of way. Skills. I'm almost done, Ash. Chill out. He's like, no one ever feeds me. Whenever it's my live nights, like my husband just like doesn't feed him. And he's like, I need dinner. Moon. I feel like actually, Silly Rabbit, you have a lot of like inner wisdom about all of this, and that's why you know you can handle it all. And it's all about like relying on your inner wisdom when it comes to like your skills and being able to handle all of these things. So I think this is just confirmation that like you can handle it, you can do it, even though it's a lot. You have all the personal resources that you need, but you can delegate, and it's going to pay off. I think that's just kind of like confirmation that you're doing it right. Thank you, Silly Rabbit. Doug. Thank you, Karen. That's Ash. He's a husky. I'm definitely aging. I'm going to try to delegate, but the family members are kind of difficult to work with. Sometimes it makes it even that much more stressful to ask them to help. Oh, yeah. Thank you, guys. Everyone's saying you're cute. He's like, I know. Can I go eat now? Yes, Lightning Spark. Let me do the free reading, and then I'll stick around for your donation. Thank you, Silly Rabbit. Just curious, who gave the message? I'm not sure. Sometimes I just let the message come through, and I don't always connect to the guides. I just know that's a being for your highest and best good. It feels like a family member, though, for sure. And it was kind of like, I've been here before. I'm seeing her do this. I think that's who it is. I'm not sure exactly who, but. All right, guys. So let's do our final free reading for the night. And again, if you don't get this reading, I will be back on Thursday night and then again next Tuesday. And I got a new video coming up Friday, so be sure to check it out. So I am thinking of... I'm going to do a color again. I'm thinking of a color. If you can guess the color that I'm thinking of, this is probably going to be a little too easy. Then you get the reading sent. Oh, did you send it through Venmo, Lightning Spark? Laura, my answer is all of the above. You can't cheat. Granny. Wendy, blue. It's blue. I'm sorry, Laura. I'm rooting for you too. Wendy Amberson, you got it. It was blue. Let me know in the comments what your question is. Hey, you really want to go out in the rain? It's raining. Woo. He's like, I gotta go try to get food, and I won't get food in here. Did I pronounce it right? Amberson? My last name before I got married was so hard. No one ever got it right. It was always fun trying to see what they got. Ash, we love you. Yeah, you got it. You just have to be fast enough. Do you hear him? He's out there barking at my husband. Lauren wouldn't feed me. Let me in. That dog doesn't want much, but when it's mealtime, it's mealtime. Yuriko was trying. Any message from family and spirit? No one gets mine either. Is it Garagula? That doesn't sound right. Garagula? Like Dracula? If the guide speaks to you in Spanish, it was my grandma. I think when spirits pass over, they don't have accents, they don't have language anymore, because that's a very earthly thing. They all communicate in the same language of energy, and so it gets filtered, and obviously we understand it in our language. Gargiola. That almost sounds like an American way of saying it that's not technically correct. Like, no offense, but like my last name was an Italian last name, and the way that we said it was just like so American. And then when I heard how you were really supposed to say it, I was like, oh, we sound like a bunch of idiots trying to sound it out. Okay, so Wendy asks, any message from family and spirit? I'm going to pull a few cards, but I'm also going to see if I pick anything up. There's definitely like an encouraging vibe coming from them of like, you can do it. Like, they're showing me you hiding, and they're like trying to pull you out into the spotlight. They're trying to like pull you out and give you more courage. Wendy, they're really rooting for you with something. I just heard one of them say she's meant for more. I feel like this is like with your career. Like, I feel like have you ever thought of like writing a book or like speaking? Like, I feel like that kind of energy. And I think why you're disconnected, Kelly, right now is you're not connected to your intuition, which is like that deep knowing, that inner knowing. The moon is literally, there's two moons and an owl, which are both like signs of intuition. Connecting with your intuition better will help you figure out how to like navigate and step more into your power, is what I'm hearing. And I'm also hearing that everything in life has happened to you for a reason. This is the fates. And I feel like you kind of look back at your life of like, oh, look at this hiccup. Oh, look at that hiccup. But it's all supposed to serve a higher purpose of where you're supposed to be. Like, I really feel like Wendy, you're supposed to be like teaching something or speaking about something. Sharing what you know. And if that like resonates at all, maybe read the book Letters to a Starseed. These family members are just encouraging you to clean it up. Clean up around like what you say about yourself and how, like, what your inner dialogue is. And Wendy, we got disconnected. And so the first video of tonight is actually a separate video. And at the beginning of my videos, I do a group reading for everybody. I just feel like you're new here, which is why I'm explaining this. Maybe you're not. But I feel like that group reading is very much so like the energy that I'm getting. So maybe go back and watch that one. Again, it's not at the start of this video. It's at the start of the latest video. I just got disconnected. He's back. Like, no one listens to me. He's so grumpy right now. He's in my head. I'm almost done. I know. I know I deserve that. Okay. So yeah, cleaning it up is definitely a referral to like your confidence. Like I'm feeling like huge confidence vibes of like feeling like you don't deserve more than you should. And your family members are really trying to like literally pull you into the limelight. They're not just like trying to pull you out in front of like people like in your circle. It's like more people. It's like a bigger audience. And if you don't feel called to do that, you don't have to follow them. I always say with spirits that have passed, sometimes they have their own agendas. They're not always thinking about our highest and best good. So you can take or leave whatever you want. Let's see, Wendy guessed right. Okay. See, Lord, your guys really wanted me to get a free reading. Also very Italian. Yeah, Gargiola. I feel like that's wrong. No offense. And you can say however you want, but like, I feel like the Italian ancestors are like, no. Actually, Silly Rabbit, I do, surprisingly enough. I did an ancestry test, and I'm mostly like, I always say I'm mostly white person. Like I'm like Northern European, and like I'm majority European. But I'm actually 17% Italian, and I do know that my great-great-grandmother came from Italy on a boat, and landed in New York, and then they made their way over to Colorado, and they basically were old miners, and then farmers, and then let's see, yeah, because their family were like coal miners, and then their sons, which would be my great-grandfather, was farmers, and then my grandfather was a farmer, but then he also turned into like a mechanic, and he did some other work. My father became like a businessman, and then look at me, I'm here doing video work and intuitive work, and I love telling that story of like the immigrant. Somebody had to work in a coal mine and move over here to the States so that their generations could have a better life. And I feel like I'm the generation that really benefited from it. I should say my dad did, because, he didn't have to work on a farm. He could go pursue business, and he was the first one to go to college. And then here's me being able to do creative, non-manual labor and do it through social media. And one thing I will say about my great-great-grandmother that came over from Italy is, and I made this in my Instagram post recently, but they said she was like the town healer, and she would deliver all the babies. Like she was a midwife, but she spoke no English. She spoke only Italian. And I feel like she's coming in right now. She's like, I've never talked to her before. She's coming in with her arms crossed. Like, don't you say anything wrong about me. But everyone said that she would use like concoctions. Like they worded it very specifically, but it basically sounded like she would use herbs and healing things and incantations to like basically heal the townspeople. And so I kind of feel like she was maybe a modern day witch of her time. Not a witch, maybe just a little bit more intuitive, connected, but I feel like I'm in some way living out what she might have wanted some of her kids to live out, which is kind of cool. Sorry, you got me on a random tangent. Oh, interesting, Erica. Yeah, well, I guess I'm not describing it well. It's not that they're speaking in that language, it's your filter. And I talk about this a lot in my courses, is that the image comes through as like whatever it is, light, energy, but then our filter interprets it. And so we hear it in our language, or we hear it in another language. And if you're getting two different languages, there's probably a meaning there. You know, if you're receiving it in Spanish or you're receiving it in English, there could be a double meaning, or not a double, like another meaning to that, of like, why would it come in Spanish and not English? Like, what do you associate with Spanish versus English? But that's something that, like, when I did my Ouija board video, people are like, oh, well, maybe they can't connect through the Ouija board because they don't speak that way. And it's not how energy works. And the only way I can describe it is through animals. Animals don't speak English. They don't speak, you know, any of that. But then how can we connect with them? They don't have that same language. How can I connect with your dead relative who has never spoken a lick of English before, if that was the case? So it's, again, and I'm just now remembering. It's so cool. I think 2 years ago, I did a Halloween event. And I was like the psychic at the Halloween event. And I read some lady. And then she had her mom come to me. And her mom was Peruvian or something. Like, she didn't speak a lick of English either. And it's the only reading that I've done where I had a translator. And so I was talking, and then I had to wait for her daughter to translate to her mother, and then she would say things back. So it took a really long time. But, you know, the beings that I was speaking to were her family members that wouldn't have spoken English at all. But I could hear it because it was coming through my filter. I hope that makes sense. I am Irish. Yes, I'm a lot Irish, a lot Northern European. Like, it didn't narrow it down like specific regions. But I do know on the other side of my family, I think I'm from like County Cork in Ireland, which was, of course, like the only place I didn't visit in Ireland. But I had Bishop was my great grandma's last name on the other side. My oldest daughter has an Italian last name, and her grandparents spent so much time making sure I pronounced it right. That's so sweet. The Italians are definitely like that. Hey, quit it. You want it in here. I'm going to text my husband. I always wanted to go to Japan, especially with all the hot Japanese girls. Hang on. I'm texting my husband to feed our dog. Yeah, that was a bucket list item that I had before I had a kid, was I had to go to Japan. And my husband and I spent 2.5 weeks there in 2019 during the Cherry Blossom Festival. And I think I have that video up on my channel of when I went. It has nothing to do with psychic stuff, but I uploaded it here because I didn't have anywhere else to put it. Let's see. I'm 56. I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I think that's totally okay. And Wendy, if you're just now popping in, I feel like that message that I got from Light is the New Black, that book, is pertinent for some of you guys. And it's kind of about vocation versus career. And it's chapter 53. I remember it in Light is the New Black. And I know you can get it as an Audible free trial. Like, it's part of their free trial program. Just make sure it doesn't charge you. Because that's how I'm reading it too. Gasp, I have a Peruvian background too. The Italian healer? I know. And like, we know this because there's photos of her. We have her passport. We have like all of the stuff from when she traveled here. And they actually wrote an article about her up in Crested Butte, which is where our family is from originally. Your Italian grandmother sounds so cool. I'll see if I'll try to find a picture of her and share her to my Instagram stories, maybe if I remember. All right. Oh, yeah. Lightning Spark said they sent a donation. I apologize. Here I am just chatting, thinking I was done. Okay. Okay. I feel like I missed somebody. Did I miss somebody? Why do I have a feeling I missed somebody? If I missed somebody, let me know. Okay, Lightning Spark sent a donation through Venmo. After Lightning Spark, I'm going to be done. What do I need to know at the moment? I just heard you're getting older. don't live with regret. That's a very intimidating message, guides. And you can tell me if I'm wrong, Lightning Spark, but I just feel like your energy is all over the place right now. Like I got that you're like not paying attention to your intuition. Like your foundation is sort of crumbling right now, and you're kind of in this mode of needing to rebuild. You're like right in the middle of it right now, and you're needing to breathe to get some space from things. I'm hearing like big time focus on yourself. And I feel like it just this upheaval has you just so confused, and you feel like you're going in circles, but know that it's all happening for a reason. And I'm hearing the word surrender and trust the universe, because it'll all be over quicker if you can. I'm trying to remember, because whenever I heard this from other readers, like, just surrender. It's like, what does that mean? And I had like an epiphany last week of like, oh, that's what surrender means. God, I can't remember, of course, but it was something about trusting the universe. It was about trusting. It was about letting go of whatever it was that you thought was going to happen, and trust that they are going to bring it about the right way. I'm just going to ask, how can you surrender better? Take a nap. Take a break. You really need a break. I have no Irish in me, just Italian, Scottish, French, and Spanish. Ooh. Oh, yeah. The cherry blossom, I mean, it made the ticket prices like a bajillion times more expensive. But, oh, they were so beautiful. But that was also a bad thing. It's like everywhere that there were cherry blossoms, hordes of people just taking photos. You couldn't even get in and get a photo yourself. Everyone was taking photos. Okay, so this. I don't know about the hot Japanese girls, but that food was amazing. I'm gonna miss the food when I move. Oh, yeah. When are you moving your car? Are you doing that soon? Can we officially say we are trapped? Ooh, I've been seeing so many angel numbers like crazy. And I've been thinking about this a lot. I really feel like numbers are the easiest way for our guides to get a hold of us, because we're constantly looking at time on our phone, on clocks. And I feel like it's the most basic level of getting our attention, because our guides know we will be looking at the clocks. And I will say, let's just run through it. Ones are new beginnings. Twos, what are twos? What do you guys associate twos with? I think it's, I can't remember threes. Fours I associate with like having like a stable foundation, like you need more support. You need like more guidance kind of thing. 5 is like big change. I can't remember 6 or 7. 8 or 7 luck. I think 7 is luck. Maybe 8's luck. I started on this thread of thought and it just is going nowhere. But I know 9 is like you're almost at completion. 10 is completion. Obviously you get into other numbers, 11s and sequential numbers. Honestly, I would go to numerologist.com. I literally have the website page saved as like a thing on my phone. Like you can save pages like as like a app on your phone. And so I have this blog post save, and it's like how to decode the hidden meanings within repeating numbers and patterns. And I scroll down and it has links like lower. It's probably not going to show it. It's the meaning of 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, and then you can click on it. So like 6s, and it pops down. 6s are love, compassion, beauty, creation, and service. I don't know, mother archetype. And so I have that saved on my phone, so when I'm seeing it, I can really quick pull it up. Anyway, I was still doing this for Lightning Spark. So Lightning Spark, Astro Dice, you have the first house, which is Aries. I am. This is all about your outward personality, kind of like your ego. Ooh, and also I rolled Aries. So you got Aries twice in Neptune, which is all about dreaming, intuition, and magic. Interesting. I feel like this is like dreaming up a new you, dreaming up what you want to be. And maybe that's a place to start because you're feeling all this chaotic energy. You don't really know where to go. And what is being called for is just dreaming up this new idea of what you want to be. Like, who is it that you want to be? Is it something that you actually desire, or is it something that, other people are telling you to be? And then Aries is also about just like going forward, moving forward, like really attacking that goal or that vision. Like I'm hearing like big time manifesting, like figure out what it is you want out of life and then go hardcore for manifesting. Get rid of what doesn't work, attract what you want. Like I just feel like this is a real like energy reset. And Lightning Spark, if this is resonating with you, I would look up like anything on the Dark Night of the Soul. The book that I'm currently reading, I don't feel like it resonates with me now in this moment, but I think I'm supposed to read it to recommend it for other people that are going through it right now. And that is Light is the New Black. Rebecca Campbell's books I would not recommend listening to on audiobook, though. I feel like her accent, like no offense to her, but her accent just it's not even her accent. It's just doing voiceover work is something that you have to sort of be skilled at doing. And she reads that book so monotone. And so it feels like so uncaring and unpassionate. And I've heard so many people be like, don't pick up the audiobook. But yeah. All right. Oh, thank you, Myro. Yes, tribe. Ditto to that. And that's totally what we were feeling in our like live member only group. And anyone is welcome to that. But it was cool because we did a reading on like, what is the member only live? Like, what is that group supposed to look like? And it was basically like, we are all each other's tribe in a way. And this could be that. And it was interesting because I was like, that's interesting. I never thought about it in this way. Usually it's just like, hey, come get a reading and leave. 3's Trinity. Lots of ones lately with my move. Oh, that makes sense. Like new beginnings. 2, balance and cooperation. I haven't decided, but I feel that I've learned everything I need to here in Japan. Maybe at the end of the year. Lived in Japan since 2017. I grew up in England. Yeah, because I watched one of your videos, Yurika, and I was like, oh, she has an English accent. She's not from Japan. Or maybe you are. But I was like, she's definitely lived other places. Do you know where you're going to go next? I'm just like curious. Oh, sorry, Jenna. I am literally wrapping up. I've been on for a long time. And not even just this video, but I had another video before where I got disconnected. But Jenna, I will be live again this Thursday and then again next Tuesday. Oh, that makes sense. Partnership balance. 2 parts of a whole. That makes sense. But sometimes it may be the symbol of opposition. Oh, yeah, like 2 opposites. Oh, that's a good way of remembering it. Thank you, Lori. I'm trying to connect more with just things that I don't know so that I can learn more and then turn it into videos. Hi, Mama Odie. I know I haven't sent you an email back. I'm going to get to it. But hello. Alrighty, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. This week's video is going to be a meditation. I'm super excited for it. It's going to be how you can meet I'm going to explain it a little bit beforehand, but I'm going to walk you through meeting your psychic guide. This is somebody who's here to help you specifically with connecting with your intuition. This might be a guide you already have. It could be somebody totally new. And then they're going to show you around your psychic sanctuary. And this is a place that you can connect with your guides, connect with other people's guides, do intuitive work, receive information. And so this meditation, prepare to sit down sometime on Friday, take the time and listen to it, and get comfortable for when it comes out. I'm so excited to release this. That's going to be this week's video, and I can only ever remember a week out, so sorry. Let's see. Again, going live next Thursday and also next Tuesday. All of August, I'm going to be doing 2 lives a week. Hopefully that's not a horrible idea and I don't burn myself out. We'll see. Let's see. And again, if you're just popping in, memberships are going to get some added perks. I do know that our 99-cent members are going to have basically every live night. One of you guys is going to get drawn for free, for a free, just like a couple minute reading here. If you are a member, and then I'm going to add an extra member perk to our member only lives and member only videos, but I need to kind of like finalize what those will look like. So you'll probably hear from me talking about them soon. And then let's see. Oh yeah. And then I shared the post of that blog article that I wrote on my previous video, not this video. So if you guys want to read it, check it out. It's kind of like how I became psychic through losing my dog. And I just wanted to try writing a guest post article on another website. So check it out. Let me know what you guys think. And then I'm reading all my notes here, or else I'll like ramble forever, which I already obviously do. And then, yeah, I'm also on Facebook, you guys. We have a Facebook group. There's been a lot of people joining there to practice using their psychic abilities. So if you really want more practice, consider joining that group. And then on Instagram, feel free to follow me there. I did post a story asking you guys what you wanted to know from my husband. I'm going to be recording a video with him tomorrow on like, what's it like being with somebody who is psychic? So if you guys have any questions that you can think of, throw that at me on the Instagram story, because it'll be, if you're curious about it, somebody else will probably be curious about it. And I already got a lot of good questions from you guys today. Yeah, and then a few of you guys asked tonight, I do have private readings. You guys can sign up for those on my website. And I also have video courses up too, and I'm going to be adding more video courses eventually. I'm still deciding between if I want to add dreaming next or mediumship. I can't decide. Is that it? I think that's it, you guys. Say silly rabbit again. I love it when you say it. What's so funny about it? Want to go traveling like everywhere. Heck yes. I totally have that energy too. Africa, India, Canada. Also like Maryland in the States. Ooh, yeah. There's so much to learn. Good night. Good night, Michael. Thanks for being here. Hopefully you'll pick right next time, Laura. Thank you. Buenas noches, everyone. Yes, Psychic Sanctuary. I manifested that video. Yes, it was on my list. I'm glad that you guys are excited for a meditation video. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I want a meditation, but I'm looking forward to it. Or a morning if you're in a different time zone. Why are you saying sorry? You're funny. Good night. Take care, everyone. I will see you guys on Thursday, and if not, next Tuesday. Alrighty. Bye.